Okay, so it's time for another Ghetto Antiques Roadshow episode. And tonight with your host, Deanna. And what did we get from eBay today? Well, let's find out, because I'm not even sure. All right, let's get this open, and let's see what's inside. I put too much extra tape on there to hide my address from you crack maniacs out there. And over my years of being a YouTuber, I realize there's quite a bit of crazy nuts out there. Well, 90% of the population is actually normal, but you get that like 10% of crack maniacs out there who will probably want to be a nut and come to my house one night, and no thank you. I don't even invite my own relatives over. Okay, here we go. Oh, what is this? And this was really poorly packed. Oh, no. Come on, guys. Tell me that's not really stupid, right? I said to the seller, please pack this with plenty of care. And this is what I get. Okay, let's just pray to God and the Lord up above that this did not come broken, because this is from the 1920s. Yes, the 1920s. The roaring 20s during the days of the flappers. And I really wanted this in the worst way, because these are quite rare, actually. These are very rare to get in this type of condition. And it has its original contents inside of it. And let's just pray that since the seller did such a shitty job of packing, that the interior of the contents did not get broken. I'm afraid to open this, guys. All right, you ready? All right, that's the most important thing. Now, how the frig do you open this shit? Oh, no, my hooker glove got stuck again. All right, let's check it out. Oh, there we go. All right. Is it safe? Is it okay? It had a mirror, and I hope that mirror is not broken, because I definitely do not need 7 more years of bad luck. And, okay, mirror intact. Check. Okay, let's see. The powder inside. By the way, this is 1920s powder. I am not kidding you guys. How the hell do you open this? How the hell did the flappers do it? Okay, here we go. Ooh, the powder, the original powder is in good condition with the original powder puff. Look at this, guys. This is history. History uses seeing. This was made, I believe, in 1925 or 1927. The original cheek rouge and the original face powder. And this lady was white as a ghost. Damn, was she white. Okay, and let's put this back in. And the original powder puffs. You never see things like this when you collect these old compacts. And that's what this basically is. What they call, there's several names, by the way, and I'm going to get it wrong because I do not speak French. I only speak New York, if you know what I mean. And so they call these, I'm going to get it wrong. I'm going to get corrections in the comments below. Basically, minoteries. Minotery? Yeah, it doesn't sound very good in New Yorkese. And menagerie, something like that. Or necessaire, and something like that. And or they call these a dance purse or something like that, or a calling card purse. There's many different names, and I'll go over that with you in a second. We're going to find out the history of these purses tonight on Ghetto Antiques Roadshow. Okay, so what went in here? Most likely keys or cigarettes or many cigarettes. It was unladylike to smoke, but in the 20s, the flappers gave the world a big fuck you, if you know what I mean. It was like, fuck you, we're wearing mini skirts, we're going to cut our hair really short, and we're going to just do whatever the hell we want. We want to smoke in public, we're going to smoke in public. We want to look like whores and wear rouge, we're going to do that too. And we're going to wear face makeup, and we're going to wear bright red lipstick. And pretty much they were really much like today's women. And but back in a time about 100 years ago, if you think about it, if this was made in 1925, right? And it's 19, I'm losing it. It's 2022. This is almost 100 years ago that women decide to say, fuck you to society. We're not going to follow your rigid rules. We're not going to do what you tell us to do. And we're going to be very unladylike. And what do I feel about that? Well, half of me is old-fashioned, and the other half of me is like, hey, fuck you. And so I don't know how I feel about that. But I find it quite interesting and amusing that women were rebelling basically against society. And why did they make a case like this? You might be wondering, well, what is that knob that you're holding? Right there. And why is it not focusing? There we go. You might be wondering, well, what the frig is that knob? That's a really cool handle to hold this purse with. And guess what? It's not a knob. This was actually a woman's sneaky type of case. Okay, the reason why they made them look like this is because they looked like antique Victorian calling card cases. And they would have held visiting cards in there. So when a lady would have visited somebody and they had very proper, polite etiquette, they would have carried their cards in a case like this or a purse like this and nothing else. No makeup in there. And so this was actually sort of a way to hide from society the fact that they were rebels. So they would carry a case like this where people would think, oh, what a proper, polite lady. She's carrying her calling cards around. But this was sort of a ruse or a ruse. I don't know which is the proper term of that word, ruse or a trick. And this is not a handle. It's not just any ordinary handle. And let's check out why. Okay, we're going to actually lower the boom and we're going to check out what this is. Okay, if I can open this damn thing. All right, how do you open this? How do you open 100-year-olds? And you'll find out what it is in a moment if I can even get this opened. And of course, there's always going to be a blooper on camera. Oh, wait, I think I see. No. How do you open this? Oh, well, shiz. Of course, on camera, I can't do anything right. But I think, wait, is this it? Oh, shit. I'll be back when I figure this thing out. Okay, after the help of a Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass, I think I figured this one out. And this part, I think, comes off. And, aha! Yes, we got it. And guess what this is, guys? Guess what it is? With the original inside flapper. Oh, come on, camera. Focus for this one. How do you get this to move up? Oh, yeah, there's a little tab on here. Here we go. Check this out. Okay, so you push this little tab and crap, I can't do this with my hooker gloves properly. You're supposed to push this little tab upright. Oh, wait, I think do we got it? Do we got it? No, we don't. And I'm not going to mess around with it. This is like almost 100 years of history. Okay, in there, you'll see flapper red lipstick. Come on, focus, enhance, camera. And don't want to. Oh, there we go. We got something there. Okay, so there's flapper lipstick in here. And I'm not going to mess around. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so when were these made and popular? By the way, look how beautiful this is. This has silver going around it. Let's look at the design. And enamel in the center. And it's in really, really good condition for being almost 100 years old. Look at the beauty of this. Okay, so it was made by a company, and I'll show you. Oh, my hooker gloves keep getting stuck. By a company called Terry. And no, it wasn't a man's name. I always thought that was a man. A woman. The name Terry is generally feminine. But here we go. Right here, it says Terry. And this is actually a very, very, very rare menagerie or necessaire, whatever the hell you want to call it, or flapper compact purse. Because, like I said, it was a ruse. It was a ruse to trick the people out there into thinking it was a proper lady carrying this. And let's find out more about these compacts, because there's a lot of history, and these could sell for quite a bit of money if you find them in this type of condition. Now, I was lucky. Somebody had listed it not knowing what the heck it was, and I got it for like $55. All right, let's go ahead and check out the history of these compact purses. If I could shut this damn camera off and move to the next frame. Well, here's an example of another one that the same company made, selling for $199.99. And again, you got the hidden lipstick up there. And this was another one of their designs. They tried to use like a Spanish, Moorish type of design for their purses. This was sold, I guess, at William Doyle Auction House. These are very rare, especially to find the original contents inside. That's the main thing about collecting these old antique or vintage compacts. Finding the original stuff inside is like a treasure, an absolute treasure. So let's find more about this guy by the name of Terry of New York. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to actually find out more info if I can find the damn thing. Here we go. Oh no, wait, this is incorrect. Oh, I was going to show you some different compacts being sold on the internet, and the prices. Look at this. Okay, so compacts, if you are new to collecting them, if you really don't have the type of money to afford these type of collectibles, it can get pretty expensive for certain ones. Yeah, pretty much. If you want to collect, you're going to have a little bit more money to collect the really rare ones. The one I got is not worth these prices, of course. Some of them are 14 karat gold. Some of them have jewels, real or faux. Some of them, just their design alone, whether they're precious metal or not, can collect and fetch high amount of money. But let's find out more about Terry. And here we go. So collecting vintage compacts. And I'm going to show you, let's see. So Terry, we're going to scroll down to the T's, if we can get there. Here we go. So Terry was an American cosmetics and vanity. Oh, geez, these things always interrupt my videos, these YouTube notifications. And we got, you know what it is? It's close to the witching hour. It's 11 p.m., so everybody's going on their computer right now and making videos. So Terry was an American cosmetics and vanity case manufacturer. Terry Incorporated was established in 1924 in New York by T.E. Ryan, closely associated with its American Perfumers Laboratories Incorporated, and probably with the small perfume business, the Carroll Company of New Haven, Connecticut, especially known for its unique vanity cases made from Bakelite. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you know what I mean, Bakelite or Bakelite, which was like a early form of plastic before the plastic we know today. And for the distinctive Spanish-themed decorations used on Terry packaging, as well as some vanity cases. In 1926, Terry manufactured cases for Derme, a minor New York-based cosmetics business. The company ceased operations around 1935. So if they started in 1924, they were only in business for 11 years, so it's very rare to find Terry cosmetic cases, especially with their original contents in good condition. Here's another Terry design. This one is just before he went out of business. This is probably from the 30s, selling for $259.99. Really cool designs with the original rouge and powder puffs in it. Again, the ones with the original contents in it command the most money. We'll get to the history of Terry in a moment, but here's another example of another one of their compacts. This one is in gold tone. It's not real gold, but being sold for $999, and has Marcus sites in it, and some kind of like, I don't know if it's faux diamonds or not, but really cool, again, with the original contents inside, which is quite rare. This one does not have the lipstick built into the handle, as you can see in this design here. Here's the back of it. This one even has damage and scratches and still commands this high price. So again, you really, when you want to start collecting these compacts, you got to understand you're going to need to, have a lot of funds available to get the best that you can add to your collection. Now here's some cool, the original like plans for some of their compacts, and the like the patent database. This one is a 1929 design. Really cool. You can see how these things were designed. Really quite awesome to see, almost like the blueprint plans for building one of these things. And that's really cool. Okay, so here we go with an ad. This was the gentleman, I think. Is this him? Oh, no, this is the guy, I think, that invented Bakelite. And, yeah, it was the guy that invented Bakelite. And, yeah, so, wow, that's pretty interesting. And it says in 1893, he actually invented the first commercially viable photographic paper named Velox. This invention made him wealthy, and then he continued to create other kinds of inventions, which included Bakelite. And mine does have enamel. I don't think it's Bakelite on it. But here we go with the Terry vanity cases. And here's an original ad. And this one is dated 1925. They had a design called the Oval, which is very similar in shape to mine. Mine is more oval-like. They had the, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but the Moisey or the Moire, I don't know. This is an open view of it. List price was $375. Then they had a check design. They had the chevron design. They had this one here again, which is the oval, and the oval was a mirror for the face, lipstick, face rouge, and a powder compartment for cigarettes, keys, and coins, which you saw on mine. Very, very interesting. Really, really interesting. $90 for a dozen, and they sold for a lot of money. Back then, $3.75 would have probably been about, I'm trying to guess, probably about like $100 in today's money. And that was quite a bit of money for a little compact purse. Here we go. So the cases were decorated in typically Art Deco styles and look similar to the more traditional nécessaires, that's the word I was trying to pronounce before, which were popular in the teens, so around 1910. The trade advertisement shown above details discounts of 33.33%, 10%, and 5% off the list price. In 1925, the wholesale list prices were, and the chevron was $45 a dozen. The oval was more money, $90 per dozen. And here is some of the other patents. This one is dated 1929. Really, really cool to see that sort of thing. And yeah, here's 1929, the United States Patent Office. Here's a 1928 design of his. Really quite cool. And we keep going. Now this one is dated 1928. And wow, really cool how they put these things together. Here's another case that Terry made, which is a flip-top design. So this would open up here, really quite cool, and then open sideways. And it says, this hard-to-find Terry brand rhodium plate vanity case is decorated with the famous Spanish dancing couple on the front. Now, if you find ones with dancing Spanish couples on it, those are highly sought after. Look for those ones, and they're worth quite a bit of money. It says it had powder with grease-proof protective cover and the Terry stencil. And look at that. Really cool. This one has the original grease paint in there and accessories that would go into that. Look at the design of the Deco period. It was like so futuristic. Here's a 1933 patent for that particular piece or similar. Actually, nope, this is a different one. This is just one that would hold face powder with a mirror that folded out and a lid. Really quite cool. If you can find the one with the Spanish dancers like this is the ones that go for money. My particular design is actually rare. You don't see that one too often. I've never seen another one like that one that I have. Now, that particular one had a name. They had different designs for each name. But here's, again, the Spanish dancer style that Terry was so known for. Really, really cool. And voila, I think we found it, guys. I think we found one that's almost identical to mine. And this one is dated. Let's try to see. This one actually sold for $6 in 1920, I believe it was 1925 or 1927. Look at that. It says a lovely thing of black and silver. Another Terry Triumph with a hinge center mirror that lifts to reveal a compartment for change or cigarettes, in addition to a generous oblong compacts of the exquisite Terry powder and rouge. The lipstick is swung cleverly at the end of a silver chain. Yeah, to trick everybody into thinking it was a handle, which is quite genius. Okay, I did further reading, and this was made in, I think, 1920, let's see. I think it was made in between 1924 and 1927, my particular compact. He has an original ad, and this one is dated. Let's see when it's dated. This one is dated 1924, and he has a compact that they had here. This was the Lido. It was called the Lido or Lido Vanity. Really, really cool. Terry Vanity Company. Here's an article, Compacts by Terry, the Don Quixote of American Cosmetics. And again, telling how he started. I'm not going to go through it because you guys will hit the back button. But his real name was Terrence. Terrence Emmett Ryan Jr. And he created the Terry trademark. Pretty cool. So let's find out. Let's check out some of the ads. This one is dated 1925, and it was in the New Yorker magazine. And it says the romance of old Spain. And he was looking for that Spanish type of design with the Spanish dancers. Instead of going for a French style, he went with the Spanish style, which is quite interesting. Here's another ad dated 1925. And here is one of the Bakelite ones from 1925 with the lipstick built into the handle. And this is a 1925 ad that I showed you earlier. Okay, and mine was made in 1927, the Granada. So we got a name for it. It's the Granada. Really cool. And so I hope you guys learned something. Here's some of the other designs with the Spanish dancers. This has Bakelite and Guilloche. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right because it's another French word. And they came in different colors, as you can see here, with the Spanish dancers. And more Spanish dancers in different colors. And more. And so these were like around the 30s, these ones with the Spanish dancers. And then sadly, he went out of business in 1935. And this was the last case he ever made. It had a Spanish icon playing the guitar. Really quite cool. So if you're collecting these, always look for, let's go back. So I'm just holding it up just to the light for you guys to see. But if you're collecting these, expect to pay big bucks if you find them. Especially like on an eBay auction or anywhere where you want to purchase these compacts. Expect to pay a lot of money for them unless the seller doesn't know what it is and you get lucky like I did and get it for $55, which is almost impossible because dealers and collectors snatch these up as fast as they end up on the internet. You have to keep checking the internet for newly listed items constantly to try to find these bargains and these deals. But this is pretty cool how the lipstick is actually the handle for the case. And I just find this really, really, really amazing. Look at this design. This design is so Art Deco and so beautiful and lavish and luxurious. So hopefully you had fun with another episode of Ghetto Antiques Roadshow, and you saw the seller actually pack this really, really shitty and did an awful job of packing this. We're really lucky. I don't know who we are, but me. I'm really lucky that this did not arrive broken into a million pieces. She had quite a bit of negative feedback from her shitty packing job. And I did actually ask her kindly through an email message, please make sure you pack this with extra special care so it doesn't arrive broken. But as you can see, it arrived out of the bubble wrap inside the bottom of the box, almost broken to bits. And 100 years, almost 100 years of history could have actually been destroyed because of a seller's stupidity. So once again, I'll see you guys all soon on the next episode of Ghetto Antiques Roadshow.